Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thank you for tuning in. Woo-wee, on this House Music Monday edition. Man, oh man, oh man. We have a lot to talk about. Man, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube page. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're to our YouTube channel for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, the CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on our platform. It'll come up here on our thread. We'll put it up on a screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. I like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check it out. We got the chat is jumping already. My man Armando Emeterio, Lara Jr. What up, Papa? He says, boys, Bears were horrible yesterday from coaching to playing, no effort. I couldn't agree more. We're going to get into that big time today. Man, Rick Gonzalez, he said, morning, fool. Penalties. Probably some more penalties. Same story every week. Is that on the players or the coaching? FGB. We'll talk about that too, Rick. Great question. Great way to start the morning. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up? ShawnSierraSports. Shawn and Sports Zoners. What's up, Cornelius? Man. Black Diamond's in the house, man. He's like, yesterday was bullshit on all 3 levels. Here we are again. Sunday is a must-win game. I'm done with pampering you know who. Yeah, I hear you. Mr. Southside himself, Michelle Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. Said, what up on a House Music Monday? And Bears again shoot themselves in the foot yesterday. Yes, they did, Doctor. Yes, they did. Oh, man. Like that says, Cornelius, it did. I'm really pissed with a certain player. And Rick says, Caleb, question mark, Black Diamond, because he's getting on my shit list. Black Diamond, absolutely, Rick. Rick says, I agree with you 1,000%. Yes. And listen, I am never one as a coach, as a player, and as a coach. As a player, I got pissed, all right, when they called. All right, but as a coach, I say never let them put you in a position, never put yourself in a position where a ref's call can affect it. Okay? But the refs are making themselves a bigger part of the game than they need to be. Cornelius says, Armando, when Tiny gets a penalty, you know the refs are bad. Rick says, was that even a penalty? I didn't see him move. He didn't move. He didn't move. Black Diamond goes, Rick, 7 weeks in and we're doing the same bullshit. Yes, we are. Yeah. He just knows he's going to throw to a Dunze. Maybe. It's a good chance. Sean Wall says everyone's still blaming Caleb. Yeah. We're still blaming Caleb. And again, you know my feelings on him. There's certain things that I'm not seeing. And again, I want to see growth. I understand it's not linear. But when you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again, like, come on, Papa. Like, you're killing me, Smalls. Like, you have to understand, like, there's certain things that you have to grow from, certain things I need to see to show me that you're growing from stuff. And it's unfortunate he has not been good. He has not lived up to the expectation. I understand last year was a shit show. Okay? And I take that into consideration. But you now have the play caller of play callers. Okay? Who etched his name? He was the hottest guy out there. You have structure. You have weapons. You have an upgraded offensive line. You have an upgraded running game. I need to see more. I need to see more from you with all these things. King Booker World checking in. What's up, Papa? Says salute everybody and Shawn. Yeah. I think yesterday, the Bears took their foot off the gas pedal. I don't know about coaches, maybe coaches too, but definitely the players. When the word came out on Saturday that Lamar wasn't playing, I think they all exhaled too much. I think they said, whew, we got it now. When in reality, you didn't have shit. You are not in a position to overlook someone because of their injury status. You're not in a position. You're not that good. I was hoping it wouldn't happen. I had a lot more faith in the coaching staff, and I'm losing faith in the coaching staff more and more. And here's why. Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson talked about the penalty issue. We've mentioned it a couple times. Now he's going to have the team leaders kind of pump it. No. He needs to handle it. See, good run teams are player run or player led, like the Patriots. But who leads those players? The head coach. The players will create an environment, a culture, so to speak, that's acceptable only because they understand this is what the head coach accepts. If he doesn't accept something, it's passed down. Shit rolls downhill. And for you to say, oh, I'll let we need the leaders. No, you know what? I have an idea. You give me another a pre-snap penalty, you're at 6 the next quarter. Period. Colson Loveland. Period. Stop making those stupid ass mistakes. There has to be some consequences for your actions. And Ben needs to say, okay, look, whoever jumps off sides again, you sit a quarter, period. And if that weakens our team, that's on you. If we have to put it up in a backup who's not as good as you because you can't remember the snap count, well, guess what? That's on you because you're not mentally prepared. And that's why I say I think they exhaled when they realized that Lamar wasn't playing. Woof! Man, Lamar's not playing. We got him. Is what I feel a lot of the players felt. There have to be consequences for your actions. And don't pass it off on the leaders of the team, Ben. Guess what? I hate to break it to you. You're the leader of this team. You're the leader of this team, Ben. I don't know if he got the memo or not. I don't know if in counting his $13 million a year, he didn't see it. I'm not sure. But we've seen coaches. I played for coaches. Thank goodness. That culture was set by them, and it extended from him through the leaders of the team. So when he says, oh, well, we've adjusted enough. Now I need the leaders to put it on the shoulders of the leaders. No. Take accountability because guess what? You're the captain of the ship, sir. And here's the one thing that I was concerned about. I don't know if it's applicable here, but when you're really nice, this is in life. When you're really nice to people and then you try and get strict with them, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with kids when you're raising them. It doesn't work in coaching. It doesn't work in teaching. I'm speaking from the coaching and teaching part. I don't have any kids that I know of. But when you're a jagbag and you're extremely demanding early, you can let up. But then you can also go back to being that jagbag because they know that that's in you. And I think Ben Johnson needs to go back to being that jagbag, demanding every single practice. How dare you think because Lamar Jackson is not playing that this is a gimme? How dare you disrespect that other team? Here's where it comes again, where I talk about giving the team the respect that they deserve. Caleb, you couldn't outplay a journeyman quarterback? You couldn't outplay Tyrod Taylor? A journeyman quarterback, you can't outplay him. No, because he's petty. Because he insists on throwing the ball to Rome. And for the love of Jesus Christ, for the love of that man, stop putting DJ Moore in the backfield and giving him the ball. Stop handing him the ball. He is not a running back. For the love of everything that's good, stop giving DJ handoffs. Tyrod Taylor, Tyler Huntley. Why did I say Tyrod Taylor? Why did I say Tyrod Taylor? Thanks, Black Diamond. I don't know why I got Tyrod Taylor. I knew it was Honey. I remember it was Honey, but why is it Tyrod Taylor? I have no idea. Oh man. But you couldn't outplay Tyler Huntley? Come on, bro. You're the number 1 overall pick. You're the generational quarterback. You're the best quarterback people have scouted since they've been scouting and evaluated. You're the best quarterback ever. And you can't outplay Tyler Huntley? That's from arrogance. And where the hell you think we get arrogance from? I have no idea. And that's Ben's job. That's coaching job. To make sure that your players don't feel that they're superior to anyone else. You're 4-2. There are a whole bunch of other teams in the NFL that are 4-2 and a lot that only had 1 loss. This is the problem. Stop trying to be everybody's friend, Ben. You need to rip them in meetings, praise them in public, support them in public. Don't throw them under the bus. Well, now we'll just let the leaders do it because we bounce this all the time. We bounce it off them all the time. We've harped on it all every week, and they're still coming off. They're still not listening. They're still jumping off sides. Well, then do something about it. Do something about it. As a leader of this team, do something about it. And I just told you, you don't want to play. You want to go off sides? Boom, you're not playing this whole quarter. That's the first play. Guess what? You won't see the field till the second quarter. And I tell you what, that'll get your mind right. That'll get people's minds right. You start affecting playing time because a lot of people have incentive clauses in their contract. And if you're missing playing time because your foolishness, your penalties, now you realize you're missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, or $1 million, depending on $1 million for X amount of touchdown passes or whatever. I guarantee people will start falling in line. There's a certain way that this game needs to be played. There's a certain way you need to treat people. This is an alpha male's game. And if I can't trust you, you can't play. If your 10 teammates on the field can't trust you, you can't play. If you repeatedly put us behind the sticks because of your refusal to be locked in, you can't play. Because now you just screwed over your other 10 teammates who are on the field with you because, I jumped, I thought it was this, or I thought it was that, or the defense moved, I thought they were coming. So Colson Loveland, he needs to be benched for a quarter. One false start, done. See you next quarter. And it's got to be literally, I'm pulling you, tell them at practice, you screw up, you're coming out. If you screw up, let me take that back. If it's a mental mistake, you're coming out. I don't care if you screw up. But screw up 100 miles an hour and don't let it be a mental mistake. These pre-snap penalties are killing this offense. An offense that hasn't found its rhythm yet, and then you put it behind the sticks. And Ben Johnson, you're not going to evade my wrath as well. Stop giving up on the run game. We had 18 rushes yesterday between Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. 18, that's it. We weren't trailing by 30. Stop abandoning the run game. It's frustrating because you have you've got two good running backs. DeAndre Swift averaged 4 yards a carry. Kyle Monangai, almost 3.5. $18 carries for 69 yards between Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. Let's see what that is. 18 for 69. .83 yards per carry, under 4 yards a carry. Keep pounding the rock. So why you abandoned it, I don't know. Why you threw your team under the bus, I don't know. This defense had given up average 32.3 points a game. They gave up 37 points in 4 of their 6 games. They gave up 37 or more. Four out of 6 games, they gave up 37 points or more. And we put up, what, 16? With wide receivers like Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Olamide Zacchaeus, Colson Loveland, DeAndre Swift. With those weapons, we put up 16 points. And I'm pissed. And I'm pissed at Caleb. I'm pissed at Caleb because I know they're telling you to take the layups, but you won't take the God-blessed layups. Stop forcing the ball to Rome. You only threw the ball to DJ, that big play to DJ, because you were in trouble. And DJ makes a beautiful one-handed catch. That's why you throw him the God-blessed ball, because he's a professional. He is a legit number 1 receiver, and you're treating him like he's a scrub. All for some petty bullshit, because he wanted Justin, and you got salty over it. You caught feelings over it. When you come in as a number 1 receiver, you use him. I understand you like Rome. I understand your boys. But stop forcing it to him. Even if you still, hey, Rome's my guy, but you went through your progressions and you found the open guy, DJ would have a lot more targets. But you're forcing this into him. Defenses know if they want to double team anybody or shade a safety over, they're shading them to Rome. And you got DJ running wide open all over the field. Not every play. But then you got DJ in the back of the end zone wide open, and you can't hit him because your footwork is off. And even so, he's wide open. Wide open. And you can't hit him. And don't tell me everybody, good quarterbacks miss receivers. No shit, Sherlock. But good quarterbacks aren't going to miss wide open receiver standing in the back of the end zone by himself. Get him the ball. Caleb, football IQ. Instead of running, getting the first down and sliding, run, step out of bounds. Stops the clock. That caused us a lot of problems at the end of the game. Football IQ is huge. And the fact that you didn't have the wherewithal and no one was around you. And that's the thing that kind of bugs me a little bit about Caleb is once he gets the first down, he'll slide. Go get as much as you can until people get close. So people get about 3 yards from you, then slide. Don't slide last second. But you have to know down distance. You have to know the situation. Situational football is imperative. Do I need the clock to stop? Then let me get my ass out of bounds. But he slid, clock keeps running. Ben needs to get in, and I don't know what Ben's doing. Is he addressing all these issues and Caleb just not adhering to them? Or is he not addressing them and Caleb still doing what he's doing? Because there's continually bad stuff happening, things that shouldn't be happening every week. I don't understand how you miss DJ wide open in the end zone when you hit him wide open in the end zone a week or two ago. Pretty much the same spot, and you missed him this time. As you can tell, I'm livid. This was a winnable game. And I say all this with tongue in cheek because I'm frustrated because this team has so much potential. They have so much talent. And I understand next year is going to be a different conversation. And I can't wait till we get to next year. But we're not in next year. We're here now. And it's frustrating to see because I want to see development. I want to see growth. I want to see this team progressing week in and week out. But when you keep resorting and reverting to the same thing, then there's a problem. Caleb had his propensity to bring people down and march his team down at the end of halves, at the end of the game, for a touchdown or a field goal a lot last year. Remember, it was like, oh, he's a guy. Look at this. This game, we drove down and kicked the field goal. This game, he drove it down with scored a touchdown. This game, okay, well, where's that now? When you miss wide open receivers, it hurts that. When you're throwing a back shoulder receiver against a DB who's in trail position, the ball's going to get picked off like it got picked off. And he shouldn't have been thrown to him anyway, because if he'd let him, number 44, I believe, was going to clean his clock. So go to another receiver. Or throw it down on the ground so he has to slide for it and avoid a big hit. Ball placement is everything. You're going to get these guys killed, especially DJ, because you're still pissed at him. You're still holding a little grudge against him. Let it go. Find the open receiver. That should be your favorite receiver, the open one. I'm tired of this nonsense. People want to fight. You want to fight it every step of the way. Ben Johnson took a busted-ass Jared Goff that the Rams said, we can't win a Super Bowl with him. Got rid of him and turned him into one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Definitely in the top tier. But you don't want to listen. You want to do your own thing. You want to keep running around. You want to hold the ball too long. And I remember everyone yelled at Justin for holding the ball too long. But you want to hold the ball too long and then throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball every single time. Every single time it's got to be 100 miles an hour. It can't be a a touch pass where you loft it over a humpback line driver, you throw it over the linebacker's head. And I get the one to Rome, needed to be a fastball. And Rome's got to catch that on the sideline. There's too many and again, in Rome, too. This is where you're not a dog. This is where we don't have any dog except DJ on that team. You have to understand the situation. My man is scrambling for his life. I need to make this catch for the first down. Big gain for a first down. But I went through my hands. Oh. This inconsistency. Like I was okay if you lost yesterday. But not how you lost. How you lost was my issue. You didn't run the ball, Ben. You didn't hit the open receivers, Caleb. You dropped passes, Rome. You jumped off sides, Colston. Tooney, you stood there so still they thought you moved and caused a penalty. And you know what they were doing? They were just jumping off saying he moved. And then the refs were like, okay, I guess they're right because they wouldn't make such a big stink. Guess what? They're acting. Trying to get a free 5, and they got it. So a lot has to change. A lot has to change. And for me, the number one thing is pre-snap penalties. The number two thing, throw the goddamn ball to DJ. Throw it to DJ. He's getting paid $111 million for a reason. You don't just give him $111 million because you like him. You give him $111 million because he was one of the best receivers in the NFL when he has a guy to throw to. Look what happened with Justin. He finally got a good quarterback after having shit quarterbacks his first 5 years in Carolina. He has a career year. This guy averaged 1,000 yards a year in Carolina with shit quarterbacks. I think he had 7 quarterbacks in 5 years and still averaged 1,000 yards a year. Comes here, thought he had stability, 1,300 yards. And a career high in touchdowns. Was it 7? I want to say. And then you get this guy, and he's mad because the wide receiver finally found a quarterback, and then you change quarterbacks. And now the new quarterback doesn't want to throw it to him because he's mad. His panties are in a bunch because the number one wide receiver said he liked the other quarterback. Come on, man. It's a grown man game. That's little girly shit. That's feminine energy right there. That's feminine energy. Your job is to win. It doesn't matter who you throw to. Just win, baby. Just win. All right, we gotta take a break. I'm gonna blow a freaking blood vessel in my head. I'm pissed. And I gotta get the warden off the CrossFit. All right. So keep it locked in. I didn't even tell you, 10 o'clock, Lorin Cox is gonna come on. We're gonna continue this Bears talk. All right. So keep it locked right here while I go get the warden off the CrossFit. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so...
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created JQReports.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and business.
Caleb a little more efficient and complete some more balls. From the 22, Williams on the flip. Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end. He's going to have a... Doing our job. Fake the handoff. Williams has time. Tosses on a crossing route and makes the connection with Odunze. Line of scrimmage is the 40. On a give for Swift. Nice cut by Swift. It's been such an outstanding pickup. It's a bootleg, and it's Williams. Open man. Williams feeds it. Odunze's got a first down. The Bears are looking really sharp. 3rd and 6. Williams on the move. Throws on the run, and it's complete for a first down. He feeds it to Odunze.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS. Those are the boys yesterday. And a tough loss, 30-16 in Baltimore. A game they could have won. You're stupid, Junior. I want Angel Reese for quarterback. You're a fool. Hey, well, let's get it cracking, man. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. Guys, you know we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
See, which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? We know which way we go. We're starting here. The Bears. The Bears lose to the Baltimore Ravens 30-16 yesterday in B-More. A game we should have won. Caleb Williams, 25 of 38, 285 yards and a pick with a 77.2 rating. DeAndre Swift, 11 carries, 45 yards and a touchdown. Odunze, 7 receptions, 114 yards. DJ Moore, 4 catches, 73 yards, including a beautiful one-handed grab when Caleb was in trouble. It was a thing to see. And some people were upset, like he should have scored. And I'm like, no, they took his legs out. Because DJ would usually score, but it was a good tackle. People forget. They get paid on the other side of the ball too. DJ can't just score because he wants to. They took his legs out at the end, at the inside the 5. Because I was hoping he'd score as well. That would have been a great play. But anyway, next topic. Oh, hold on, I gotta get rid of that one. Next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. Whew, that was a rough one. On Sunday night, the Blackhawks lost to the LA Kings 3-1. Soderblom stopped 19 of 21 shots. Connor Bedard lit the lamp for the 3rd time this season, assisted by Mikheyev. Connor Bedard's 3rd lamp lighter of the season and Mikheyev's 2nd helper on the year. Staying with the Blackhawks, tomorrow the Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators, excuse me. Washington was baseball. The Ottawa Senators at the United Center. Puck drop is at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on ESPN Plus or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. Keeping it moving, the next top of the morning topic. On Saturday, the Bulls, undefeated, baby. That's what we're talking about. Our Bullies. The Bullies beat the Orlando Magic 110-98. Josh Giddey, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Ayo DeSumo contributed 15 points in the winning effort. And Vucevic, 15 points, 8 rebounds in the victory on Saturday. Staying with the Bulls. Next game tonight, the Bulls host the Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Hawks. These damn birds from Atlanta, who knows? The Bulls host the Atlanta Hawks tonight at the United Center. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Next top of the morning topic, World Series Game 3 is tonight in L.A. We love L.A. Series is tied 1 apiece. First pitch tonight is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game and all World Series games on Fox 32, or you can listen to them on ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. Let's see what we got in the chat right here. Cornelius says, does Caleb even work with DJ on a scramble drill? That's a good question. At this point, every question is valid. Rick says, what scares me is that the Saints and Ravens defense are bottom half versus the pass, and Caleb could not carve them up. FGB. Yes, Rick, that is a phenomenal, phenomenal point. And remember, that's why I gave him 37. What did I erase that? Let me see. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Shoot. My prediction for the game, I was like 37 points, 35, 37 points, because that defense was terrible. Remember I said it could be a shootout. The secondary was horrible. We could run on them. And I get you got Roquan Smith back, but that's a challenge to our offensive linemen. Get to Roquan Smith. But that's a phenomenal point, Rick. We're playing bottom feeding defenses and we can't carve them up. Explain to me, Lucy. Lucy, you got some explaining. Why no Booker? Well, Booker has been practicing. His window's open, and I think it closes this week. He's going to have to be activated this week, or he's out for the rest of the year. Yeah. Patty Laris checking in. Happy House Music Monday, Theo Shawn. Oh, Jeremiah. Good morning, mijo. And Monica, too. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you. Mr. Shorty says, I can't hear you, but I read some of this chat. All I will say is every young quarterback, I would assume, goes through growing pains. He needs 3 years in this offense before I will judge him. Shorty, let me say this. And first of all, good morning to you, sir. Let me say this. I'm not saying 3 years. I'm saying the middle of his second year. But at the end of this year, we should start seeing some flashes. We can see, oh, he gets it. Oh, I can't wait till next year. All right, next year, I think he should have a really good concept of it. Not the best, but it'll be a lot more efficient. In his third year, yes, he'll be great. But we should see signs. My issue is this. With layups, his refusal to throw layups, his refusal to throw outlets, his refusal to throw to DJ Moore, that is hindering him. Got DJ wide open in the end zone and misses him. Wide open, back of the end zone, misses him. That's my issue. Stop missing wide open receivers. Stop putting the ball on the back shoulder of receivers when they're in man and trail position. Stop throwing to double-covered receivers. Stop forcing it to roam. So, if here's what I'm saying, Shorty. If he's going through his progressions and he's having issues there, and it gets picked off by a DB who makes a diving play, but the ball's is in good position, ball placement is good, I don't have a problem with that. Or if he throws the ball a little too late, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is forcing the ball to one receiver. That's what I have a problem with. Who drops a lot of the balls you throw to him? When you have a proven number one receiver in this league and you refuse to throw to him, except when you're in trouble at a scramble drill. What did Shorty say? Yeah, he needs 3 years in this offense before I judge him. Yeah, Shorty. Yeah, Black Diamond says, Shorty, respectfully, knock it off. Justin didn't get that treatment. Neither should he. And Justin didn't have a good play caller. Justin didn't have a good wide receiver until his third season. So if you go by that, logic, Shorty, you should have kept Justin. They averaged out the last 17 games Justin played, he had about 3,800 yards passing, over 1,000. No, I'm sorry. It was little. It might have been 3,500 yards passing. Had 1,000 yards rushing. He doesn't have everything that Caleb has. He doesn't have the offensive line. First and foremost, he didn't have the receivers until year 3. He didn't have a running game because he didn't have an offensive line. Now you got the best play call in the game, an upgraded offensive line, the interior, and you have studs for wide receivers. And I understand. I'm okay with him not being a 5,000-yard passer. I'm cool with it right now. But there's things that I need to see that I'm not seeing. I will say, yeah, Cornelius, Caleb did a good job of recognizing the blitz and going to the screen to Swift. Yeah, that was a good call. That was a really, and it was right after I had tweeted, stop throwing those stupid freaking screens. But I meant wide receiver screens, not traditional screens. Those stupid wide receiver screens, those bubble screens. And then Frank from Chicago Clubhouse Network, it's like, well, that one worked out pretty good. I'm like, I should have said wide receiver screens. Those bubble screens, stop it. Players. It's players, Rick. It's players. You're coaching it or you're allowing it. The coaching staff bears some blame for this, okay? But you have to, as a professional, you have to understand the snap count. I don't know what Ben Johnson can do to get you to understand the snap count. I don't know. Actually, I do know. And I said it earlier. I don't know if you were joined or not, Rick. You screw up, you give me another pre-snap penalty, you're out for a quarter. And if that means we've weakened our offense because of your stupidity and your incompetence, then that's on you. Because you should be in there, but I can't trust you because you're not focused, you're not locked in. See, a lot of people ask about the coaching and this, and trust me, coaching matters. But when it's all said and done, and it comes down to the players. It's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. It's the players. Stop jumping off sides. Stop moving. And in Joe Tunney's case, stop staying so still it looks like they're moving. I mean, I get, it's There's no culture. There's no fear of diminished playing time. There's no fear of letting your teammates down. And part of the reason is the captains. You got some guys here who haven't been here. They don't have any juice in that locker room. Grady Jarrett, I loved you in Atlanta. But you got no pull here. You got no juice. You have no sweat equity with any of these guys. And you've been hurt. So how are you going to sit there and be a leader, do what I do, and get in somebody's face when they're screwing up when you ain't played? You've been hurt. This team is still learning how to win. And it's frustrating because they're there. The plays to be made are there. We are not a lot of plays off. If we punch that in the end zone, our first two drives, that's 14-0. It's a whole different story being down 14-0 than being down 6-0 after two drives. Because after 6-0, you go down and score a touchdown, you have the lead. Which is exactly what they did. Let's take a real quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my mans, Lorin Cox. Some more of this nonsense because I'm fired up this morning. Too many just childish, repetitive, undisciplined actions by our Bears cost us a game we could have and should have won. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life.
For the Ravens, motion man is Flowers. Huntley looking over in that direction, catch is made, it's short of the line to gain, and he's not going to get there. Well, handoff, Manungai angles to the outside, it's a first down run. Manungai, fake it, Williams on the money, good hands, Odunze with another catch. Shotgun to the outside. Good move by DJ Moore. He's got a first down. Kickoff return that ended up as a 3-and-out. There's a lot of room for Williams, and he's going to take it. The tuck and run.
Team out if it's short of the sticks, but enough for a field goal try.
He has time. There is the throw. Catch is made by Loveland, and this is exactly what they're looking at.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS. Those were the boys yesterday and Be More. Not a good showing. Not a good one. Let me bring him in, man. good friend of the program. Been rocking with us for years. He comes to us via the Locked On Bears podcast. He's the host of that podcast. And you can find him on Twitter at Cox Sports 1, like Fox Sports 1, but with a C. Man, let's bring in our guy again, Lorin Cox. Lorin, what's up, Papa? How are you? Good morning.
Hey, I'm doing well, and I share a lot of the frustrations that you're lingering from last night, so ready to talk about it.
Let's do it. This team came in, and this is how I felt. I need to know how you felt. I felt that they were not ready. I felt that they exhaled too much when they got the news that Lamar wasn't playing, that, oh, this might have been a much easier win or even just a guaranteed win. Your thoughts on the mental preparation, the mental focus of this team yesterday?
Well, it seems like they haven't had great mental focus all season in terms of the penalties always being an issue, seemingly in every single game. I mean, I thought as far as preparation goes, they came out strong with, the scripted plays or the opening drives. They get to the red zone twice. I know they couldn't finish either one of those in the end zone, but at least you felt like, they were moving Caleb out of the pocket. They were getting Colston Loveland involved. They're starting to get a little bit of running game going. It was like, okay, they will certainly have some answers for this Ravens defense that's been struggling all season. And then, they were holding up fine against Tyler Huntley. But then as the game goes on, they get away from that. They don't really run the ball. The Ravens adjust well, and the Bears never really had an answer until, late in the fourth quarter, Caleb drives down and looks pretty sharp again. But, that those middle 2.5 quarters just felt like the Ravens were one step ahead of them from a coaching and adjustment standpoint.
So how much of this falls on the shoulder of the coaching staff then? Because we ran the ball 18 times. You saw Kyle Monungai. Dude, I just love that guy. I just freaking love that guy. He's phenomenal change of pace guy. He's great to run between the tackles. You saw he's got a little burst. Little burst. He hopped out. A quick hop, skip, jump hop and up the sideline. I love it. We stopped running the God-blessed ball. That fall right on the shoulders of Ben. He calls the plays.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some aspect of Caleb being able to change plays to the line of scrimmage, but totally, like, I don't understand why they didn't stick to that a little bit more in this game. And even some of the decisions of, like, who to use. Like, later in the game, they get down at the goal line, they put 4 tight ends on the field, no wide receivers, and they hand it off to DeAndre Swift up the middle. It's just like, if you need a physical, hard-fought 1 or 2 yards, I'm not sure that Swift is going to be my go-to
guy.
It just felt like the last couple of weeks, there was such a rhythm to the running game where they were able to sort of hit the edge and then cut up field consistently. And, the offensive line didn't play as well as it did in previous weeks. But when you get, 38 pass attempts to 18 handoffs in a game where it's not like you were losing by 2 touchdowns and had to abandon the running game. It just felt like,
exactly.
I'm sure, trying to get Caleb Williams into more of a rhythm. But even then, like, they had him in a rhythm early in the game and then got away from the things that were working on that first drive. Play action and rolled out. There was a lot of straight drop back passes and just kind of expecting him to work the offense, which I get you want him to do. But once he's struggling a little bit, I just want to see them change and adapt to get things back on track. We didn't see nearly enough of that.
I agree, and I'm frustrated on many levels. Talk to me about the ball placement. Like, Caleb just seemed off yesterday. Ball placement, the interception. You can't throw it behind a receiver or the back shoulder of a receiver when they're in man in the trail position. All right, misses DJ Moore wide open in the end zone at the end of the game because he had some funky arm motion and didn't want to set his feet. He's these simple things he's missing are happening week in and week out, and he won't change it. Talk to me about that, because that's bothersome. Because it would have made the score look better with DJ, but also during the game, there's a couple plays where DJ was open. There's a play where Calvin Nungai was open on the interception. There's a lot of other things that are there. He just isn't seeing.
Yeah, I'm still willing to have some patience on, hey, this is a new offense, a complicated new offense that, over time, I still think he can, see things better. The mechanical issues are the ones that are more concerning for me when it comes to, like, the interceptions we've seen him throw this season have not been, bad decisions of like, oh, why did you try to throw to that receiver? It's why did you put the ball there? when you threw to that receiver. Like that Rome Odunze pass, like he's open, it's man coverage. Like you said, you just got to put it in front of him and he puts it behind him. And like, it's a mechanics and ball placement issue rather than like a decision-making issue. And so that feels more correctable than having to teach a guy to read the coverage properly and find the receiver quick enough to know where to go with the ball. Like it seems to be there between the ears from seeing it perspective, but then getting the body to do exactly what you need to with it is the problem. And I think if you had in a game like this, if you had a better running game and a more consistent running game, and if you had, receivers doing more with the ball after the catch and not Olamide Zaccheaus giving you 30 yards on 7 catches, like you can overcome a quarterback having a few inaccurate throws here and there. Like every quarterback has a few inaccurate throws here and there. Caleb still has more than most and more than we need him to have. But like, I think it's a real combination here of like, the offensive line wasn't picking up the blitz well, running game wasn't doing anything, and Caleb was also inaccurate and put the ball in harm's way. And like, you can't have both. You can kind of have one or the other, but you can't have both.
Yeah, even on that pick, and I don't know if he threw it behind him because, well, first of all, he shouldn't have thrown it. All right, because there was a guy in front of him. If he throws it on his numbers or leads them, that guy, the wide receiver, is getting destroyed. He's getting decapitated. So go to another receiver, and that's the thing that bugs me. He keeps forcing the ball to Rome. Rome still has drops. The one on the sideline, tough catch, but you don't get picked number 9 overall to drop that ball. There's a reason you got picked number 9 overall. You have to catch those types of passes. You are that type of receiver with the number 9 overall pick, and there's too many of those and some easy drops that Rome had. Not too many yesterday, but that one was huge. And that to me, Lorin, that's going to be the downfall of him is his consistent forcing the ball to Rome, and he's got to do a better job of finding other people because other people are open in many situations.
Yeah, with Rome, that's one of those where absolutely when the ball hits him in the chest and stuff like that, like he has to hold on to it. And I think I know people go back and forth on like, well, it is a tough catch, so how much should you really expect him to? Do you expect him to make it every time? And I think yes, but more so the point for me with Rome is that the ball coming into his hands should be the part that we should expect. Like the hard part there is not him catching it. The hard part is him keeping 2 feet in bounds. Like I would be much more okay if the ball comes in, he holds onto it, but he couldn't quite get that second foot in bounds. We'd say, okay, well, that's a tough catch. But like the actual catching of the football should be the easy part. Like he's doing the hard part and struggling with the easy part. And I would feel better about it if he was in all those situations. It's a difficult catch, not because of the part of actually having the ball come in, but it's more about the feet and the body control. Like I'm more willing to excuse that part not working as I am the catch part not working. And that's the real frustrating part with Odunze. And I get why Caleb wants to go to him and looks for him in those situations as the number 1 guy. But I think for Rome, this is the kind of thing that can be the difference between you being viewed as, one of the top guys, or just like one of those, like kind of like DJ Moore. Like, yeah, he's a number 1 receiver type, but he's not really, one of those top wide receivers that you're always going to be stuck in that second or third tier because of these known types of flaws and just that lack of like clutch factor, playmaking ability.
The officiating was atrocious. Okay. The missed offensive pass interference by D-Hops on one of our guys. The phantom false start on Joe Tooney. The Ravens acted well enough, and they pitched a bitch so well that he moved. Okay, he must have moved. Penalty. No call on the DB on the OZ catch where the DB came down with it, but they didn't call the fact that he lowered his helmet, hit him with the crown of the head to his head, so helmet to helmet contact. What can be done about this? And is there going to be an FBI investigation because now it's in the NFL, because now it's been in baseball, it just hit basketball. Is there what can they do about this officiating? And how bad do you think this goes?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've always not liked officiating. I think it's particularly bad and worse in recent seasons. But I do feel like, generally speaking, most teams every week don't like the refereeing they're getting. I certainly don't think this is a Bears specific issue. I mean, perhaps in this game it was more on the Bears than in the Ravens, but like over the course of the week, you're going to find a team in every game that feels like they weren't getting refereed properly. And I think a big part of this is that the NFL doesn't want to pay full-time referees, so there's only a certain type of person that can afford to be a part-time referee and devote all the time it takes to learn everything and be a part-time referee, while also, not needing to be working a full-time job on the side to pay your actual bills, right? That's why it's a lot of like retirees and lawyers and stuff that like it's a certain class and age of people that can do this job, as opposed to like who is the sharpest mind and most qualified person to analyze the game and see it. And because the NFL doesn't pay them like enough to be full-time employees, so I think there is definitely more money that they could throw at this. But I still am left feeling like, hey, like Colston Loveland's false starting every single week, and Caleb Williams, like at least one of those intentional groundings was really bad. The second one, you can say that the Loveland was probably supposed to break outside of the flat, but like a lot of the things the Bears are getting penalized for, they're doing. Like on the punt team, your left winger linebacker isn't lined up on the line of scrimmage and
after
1 yard line, instead
yes,
closer and drive down. It's like those are things that we're in week 8 of the NFL season. Like there's no excuse, there's no new offense or young player excuse anymore. Like this, it's go time. They have to find a way to figure this out, and I don't know how.
It's frustrating, man, and I'll tell you what, there's just so many. All 3 phases let us down, because that kick to the 1, oh my God, was that beautiful? My God, that was beautiful. Oh nope, you didn't crack his butt. You didn't pass his butt crack. Your penalty. I'm like, I don't know, man. Give me your thoughts real quick before we let you go on next week. Now we got to go to Cincinnati, and I don't know what they have, what kind of fountain they have in Cincinnati, but it's like the fountain of youth, because Joe Flacco, I know they lost, but he's having a hell of a lot of fun throwing to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, if you were worried about these Bears backup cornerbacks against Baltimore, let me introduce you to these guys coming next week. I think I see, and I think it's going to put even more emphasis on this lack of Bears pass rush that we saw against the Ravens, where it's like Tyler Huntley could sit there and slice and dice you with his guys because he had all day in the pocket. Joe Flacco certainly not nearly as athletic and mobile as Huntley, which makes it a little bit easier, but they still barely pressured Huntley, so you could sit back and slice and dice your zone defense. If you get Joe Flacco a bunch of time in the pocket with those receivers, it's going to be a real struggle. So I in that way, I find myself more worried about the pass rush than the corners, because we know the corners are going to be flawed, but we thought, with a mostly healthy defensive line, that they would have a more success getting after the quarterback, or that Dennis Allen could blitz his way to the quarterback, and just wasn't happening on Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't. Your last thing, I know it's the one. Last thing, your thoughts on Austin Booker? Doesn't he have to be activated this week, or he's gone for the rest of the year? And do you think they activate him? I
would expect sometime in the next, 48 hours that he'll be activated. And I'm worried that that's going to be Ryan Poles' whole plan. It's like, hey, how do we solve the pass rush? Well, just activate the last year's 5th round pick, and he'll help. But I think they need to do more than just saying, all right, this is our reinforcements coming to save the day.
Lorin, I know you got to run today, Papa. I appreciate your time, but do me a favor before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for having me. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at CoxSports1, and you can hear me 5 days a week on the Locked On Bears podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bro, thanks a lot, my man. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Bear down.
Of course. Anytime.
All righty. Guys, that's Lorin Cox, my man. Appreciate him coming on. He said he had a short window today. I'm like, cool. I'm like, good. I said, that'll work. Just to have you on is good. There's a lot. And, I don't want anyone to think that I'm picking on Caleb. Okay? I'm pointing out his flaws. He's not the only one with flaws. But he gets talked about the most because of the fact he's the number 1 overall pick. Okay? People deemed him generational. People deemed him the best quarterback prospect in 20 years. Heisman Trophy winner. And when you're a star quarterback, quarterbacks get too much of the praise and too much of the credit. And too much of the credit and too much of the blame. It just goes with the territory. It just is. It just goes. That's it. That's how it works. I appreciate him reminding me of the punt. Like, These things here again falls, it rings true. The words of J.J. Wright, my former colleague. Big shout out to J.J. Wright. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. Little thing, line up properly. Line up properly so your head is past the butt crack or the waist of the center. Let me tell you something. That 3 inches, despite what she says, that 3 inches isn't going to make a big difference. Get up. You ruined a great, great punt. Had him down at the 1 yard line. We don't know what happened. Is it a sack, strip, forced fumble? Is this handoff to the running back? Boom. Fumble, balls, fall on the ball, score, touchdown Bears? We don't know what happens. But those possibilities are there, and those possibilities were taken from us because of your refusal to attend the details. Your attention to detail. Hi-oh! Attention to detail. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. So, ouch, I hate when that happens. Let's look at this. Here, we'll do this. Because now that you mentioned it, King Booker World, let's do this because, again, I'm not out on Caleb yet. I'm not. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not out on Caleb. So you said remember, they wanted Josh Allen out of Buffalo. They wanted his ass out, gone. Here's a comparison. Second game, 7 games. King Booker World, you ask, you shall receive. 7 games into his second NFL season. Completions, attempts. Same number of attempts. Caleb has more completions. Caleb has 150 more yards-ish, 140 more yards-ish. Okay? Caleb Williams has a higher yards per average. Same touchdowns, a lot less picks, and a lot better rating. So you have to understand it's this progress. They wanted his head on a stake. Bills Mafia wanted this guy gone. They could not stand Josh Allen. Here comes Brian Daboll. Okay. You get Brian Daboll. Josh Allen goes under his tutelage. This is after year 2, 7 games into his second season. This is Josh Allen. So you know how I feel about Caleb, but I'm not going to let my personal feelings get into my analysis of Caleb. You can look at that and say, Caleb can turn around MVP season. If him and Josh Allen were comparable after 7 games into their second season, then Caleb can progress just like Josh Allen did, because Caleb has one of them dudes. Tomorrow, Josh Allen had Brian Daboll. I agree with you, Junior. What bothered me about the helmet, not one announcer mentioned it with the 5 replays they showed if he fumbled. Right. That should have been a penalty. He lowered his head, hit him with the crown of the helmet. Not only did he hit him with the crown of the helmet, he hit him with the crown of the helmet in the helmet. In the helmet. It's helmet to helmet. Not to the chest. Right to the dude's face mask. Junior, meanwhile, Gordon taps QB on the helmet and 17 flags come from everywhere. Yeah, then you get Montez Sweat 2 weeks ago just muffing the quarterback. Jane Daniels like 15 yards. 15 yards and you're fined. This dude lowers the crown, hits with a crown of the helmet. And nothing called. So my critiques are harsh. Yes, they are. But you know why? Because there's a lot expected from this young man. And when we're not seeing progress, I have an issue. What else do you need? What else do you need in order for you to play better? We upgraded the offensive line. Stud wide receivers, stud tight ends. What else do you need? The best player in the game. The best play caller that was out there, Ben Johnson. You got him. Now we're at week 8. Are we still going to say give him a lot more time after week 10? Again, mind you, I know he's growing. I know 2026 is going to look different than 2025. But we got to see signs of improvement throughout the year. We have to. Ball placement. Forcing the ball to receivers. That's not a sign of improvement. That's you being stubborn. That's you saying, screw you, coach. I'm going to do my way. I'm going to throw it to my guy. He does not take the layups. We've heard this game in, game out, last season, this season. And remember when I said, once Caleb is able to take 3 slants, 5 slants in a row, 15 slants and 15 passes, no more than 10 yards. When he's able to do that, this offense is going to be crazy. Because you take what the defense gives you. If they give you nothing more than 10-yard passes, then you take those 6-yard, 8-yard passes. Because guess what? 6 plus 6 is 12. The first down. 8 plus 7, that's 15. That's the first down. 4 plus 9 is 13. That's the first down. And I like those because that keeps it, the longer it keeps the defense on the field, the more tight, the more wore down they get, the more frustrated they get. See, Rick, I'm with you to a point. Rick says, now look, I'm not calling for Caleb to be benched, but I would like to see the offense run with Bajan or Keenum just to see what it could look like. Just saying FGB. Ben would have to get out in front of this quick. Because if he keeps forcing, and we don't know the progressions. That's the one thing also, we don't know the progressions. But if you keep doing dumb shit, Caleb, you keep forcing it to double cover receivers, you keep missing wide receivers, you're going to sit. And what Ben Johnson says is, listen, when you make mental mistakes, you're going to sit a quarter. And that goes for everybody. I've told the team, Caleb, you are still our starting quarterback. I need you to see something different because you're making mental mistakes that you are not correcting, that we're working on, but you're not correcting. I hear you, Rick. You're saying, I'm not saying benching, but if Caleb got hurt, FGB, I hear you. But my thing is, if you want it all across the board, then treat everybody equally. And I get it. Ben's going to be bombarded with a million questions after the game, and you're going to have to tell Caleb, look, man, you're our starting quarterback. You're going to sit out for a quarter, let him run one series. But man, you cannot just continue to do dumb shit. I need you to get better. Now, will Caleb's ego, his confidence be gone? I don't know if you address it in practice and you tell him, but that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope. But I agree with you. I would love to see, I'm telling you, watch this. I'm not wishing anything bad on Caleb, but watch when Tyson Bagent gets in, watch how smooth this offense runs. With this offensive line, with this run game, as long as you stick to it, watch how smooth this offense runs. I'll tell you why. Because Tyson Bagent has played in structure his entire life. You don't lead the NCAA Division II in touchdown passes and yards and all the records he holds. He was a player the Heisman of Division II. You don't win all that without being in structure. You don't have a lot of freedom down there. That's where coaching still matters. Coaching is still it. They rather take the coach over the player. In the big time in FBS, it's different. But man, if we see Tyson Bagent run this offense, watch out now. Because he's got to understand, get the ball to the playmakers in stride. He is comfortable, in my opinion. He is comfortable throwing the ball 15 yards or less 20 times in a row. 20 times in a row. If that's all they give you, then that's what I'm going to take. Because you can't stop everything. Defenses can't stop everything. And when you understand that and you give into that or buy into that, you're unstoppable. Everybody talks about Tom Brady. He's the GOAT, right? Yeah. How many short passes did he throw? You had 3 white dudes running the same shit. 3 different white dudes. And they weren't going down the field like Moss, Edelman, Amendola, and the last one, Wes Welker. 3 white dudes, same height, same cookie cutter white dudes. All of them. Underneath routes. All of them. He made a living on those guys. You had Moss going down. You had the dude who killed somebody in Miami. I can't remember the other receiver. He killed someone in Miami. They're crossing the bridge. It goes from Miami to South Beach. It ran across and wearing dark clothes. He hit him. The Stallworth, maybe? They weren't throwing it all down the field all the time. He was taking it eating it like you eat a steak. One piece at a time. Small pieces at a time. No, not Aaron Hernandez, fool. Was it Dante Stallworth? Who was the other receiver? The guy that they had. They signed, but then he got... It was Stallworth, Junior. Junior, you'd be right. It'll be a civil war if Beijing comes in and wins. Yeah? And we won't keep Beijing that long. We won't keep Beijing that long. because he's going to want to go somewhere else. Because I'm telling you, the things he's learning right now under Ben Johnson are going to allow him, especially if he's able to play and wins a couple of games, they're going to allow him to go somewhere and compete for a starting job. Shorty says, damn it, I wish I could talk in this chat. It's got to be killing you, Shorty. You can't talk. I'd love to hear what you had to say. You know, this is why I harp on the fundamentals. This is why. This is why you don't go get a guy who's a lot more sizzle than substance. We lost to a backup journeyman quarterback yesterday afternoon, because he was fundamentally sound. Like you're hoping that Tyler Huntley, not Tyrod Taylor, that Tyler Huntley would show he's a veteran journeyman quarterback. And to some degree he did. He showed you he's not a starter, so he's not going to mess up. He's not going to do dumb shit. He's not going to force the ball into double coverage. He's not going to force the ball to a receiver because he's got no guy. His guy is the open guy. You're hoping that Caleb would run out of bounds late in the game to stop the clock. Doesn't do it. Like all these things of football IQ, like, come on, man. This is what I mean by improvement. Different situations. Why do I keep getting that dude's name wrong? Tyrod Huntley. To Tyler Huntley. My mistake, Mr. Huntley. But this is what I'm saying. You have to know the situation. You have to. Down, distance, and time. Where are we in the game? What fourth quarter? Okay. Do I need to get out of bounds? Yes. Are we winning? You even have to know that too. Am I winning? Yes. Okay. If I scramble, I need to slide inbounds. If we're losing, I need the clock stopped. If I scramble, I got to get my ass out of bounds. That has to be done. They have to know those things at that particular point. And that's why I'm on him, because he needs to know these things. You know, so don't just say, oh, it's the coach's fault, it's the coach's job. No, that's his job to understand down, distance, and situation. How much has Ben worked with him? We don't know. Junior says Lamar was on the sideline saying I could have put up 60 on this team. He's right. Rick says I smoke Chiba all day and my football awareness is higher than Caleb's. FGB. Smoke weed every day. Because I know that's how you wanted me to say it, Rick. See, the one thing that I see is I see him getting flustered when we get down. I haven't seen that before. If you remember a lot of last year, we were down, we get the ball before the half or to the end of the game, we go down and score. I don't know why it's different. I don't know why he's getting flustered so easily late in games. That was supposed to be crunch time. That's when you need to go be Superman, as so many people have alluded. Well, go be Superman. I don't need you Superman on first down or second down. I need you on third and sometimes fourth down. You're Clark Kent for first and second down. Get the ball to your playmakers. You don't need to dance and run around. Throw the ball out of bounds. Live to fight another day. I'll take 2nd and 10 over 2nd and 16. To get this wide receiver thing settled. Because you might DJ Moore. And you know I love me some DJ Moore. But if you're not going to use them, then but you better get back a top pass rusher in return for him. These are things that I am concerned about. This defense, we can't help injuries. Although, for the love of Christ, all these soft tissue injuries. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Our top 3 cornerbacks are out. It's tough. And this is why I say when people ask, oh, if we win with Lamar, people are going to say this. We had our top 3 cornerbacks out. Anyone give a shit? Anyone say, oh, well, the Ravens, they beat the Bears, but they're lucky their top 3 cornerbacks were out. No one says that. No one cares. We had a great opportunity yesterday to avoid facing a 2-time league MVP, and we blew it because I think we got comfortable. I agree with Shawn. These injuries are taking a toll on the Bears team. They are. Which is why we need this offense to pick it up. We need this offense to pick it up. So I'll tell you what, Caleb Williams isn't hurt. DJ Moore isn't hurt. Rome Odunze isn't hurt. Luther Burden isn't hurt. Colston Loveland isn't hurt. Theo Benedict isn't hurt. Joe Tooney isn't hurt. Drew Dolman isn't hurt. Jonah Jackson isn't hurt. Darnell Wright isn't hurt. So explain to me why we can't do better on offense. I know Cole's hurt, but we have a replacement for him, a suitable, no drop-off replacement. I'm sorry, you're right. Burden is hurt. He went out in the game with a concussion. But we still have Olamide Zacchaeus, who's not hurt. And he's doing the same thing Burden was doing. So my point is we have, like, our offense is, they're killing us. Remember I said week 10. The last 7 games, last 8, or week 11. So we got a couple more weeks. And I need to see, because otherwise, then I got to start questioning Caleb. Then I got to start questioning Caleb. After week 10, after 10 games in this offense, you can't pick up the basics, or you can be just efficient, not even super or great, just efficient. Got a couple more games, 3 more games. So week 1, no. I think Ben needs to call a better game. I think running backs need to do a better job of reading. I saw one play. Actually, the announcer said it too. I was watching the game yesterday, and I don't know if it was Swift or Monangai. It was an inside zone. He comes in. He stays in, and if he would have bounced it out one hole, he's up and off into the third level. But he stayed front side. And even the announcer said, man, if he bounced one hole, and the announcer said, this is what we're talking about. This is the one thing. So everybody's taking turns messing up. And with a football team, it takes one person of the 11 out there to screw up and a play's done. Shawn says, let Caleb be Caleb, Coach Ben Johnson. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I need him to acquiesce a little bit before you can go be Caleb. Caleb, you be yourself on 3rd and 4th down when we need you. 1st and 2nd down, I need you in structure. I need you more robotic. I need you more. I shouldn't say robotic. I don't want him robotic. Methodical. Bingo. That's what I need from you. I need Caleb methodical. You know when you see Jason on Friday the 13th, he's methodical. He's not running after you. Nothing big and crazy. He's walking. He's walking with a purpose. And he always seems to catch you. Whether you fall or some shit or you take the wrong way and he takes a shortcut, he always seems to catch you and he gets you and dismantles you in a specific way. That's how I need Caleb to get. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen Sunday. But I need to see signs of it. I need to see signs of him ready to carve up a defense. How do you carve it up? Well, you're covering all my deep guys. Good. I'll get it to Zacchaeus. I'll get it to Luther Burden. Now you guys run with it. Friday the 13th, Jason. Yeah, Michael Myers. Same thing. They're both fucking crazy. They both wear masks. The defense lost Catan, the Ravens' last CD. Yeah. They did because he went up the middle, ran into his own lineman, Derrick Henry, ran into the back of his own lineman, bounced back and said, oh, defensive ends. This is what I'm talking about. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. If he runs in the middle, you close from the outside in. You don't run down the line to get him. Because if he goes through the middle, you're not going to get him anyway. So when you come down the middle, you see him going down the line or see him going to the middle, you collapse from that spot. And if he bounces out, it's a tough one, but you still have a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. Shawn knows Machete, FGB. As Shirley says, with all the injuries, the season is over. But wait, no, stop. What were you expecting? A legitimate run to the Super Bowl? Do you know how many things would have had to have gone right for us to have a legitimate shot at Super Bowl? This year was completely developmental year for everybody. Caleb especially. But everybody it was a development year for them. And we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it, and that's the frustrating part. Because we want to see it so bad. We need it. We need it to feel good for our souls, our football souls. We need to see development. And we're not seeing it, and that's why we're frustrated. Because now there's no excuses. Remember, most of you guys said it. There's no excuses anymore. You don't have the shitty play calling that you did before. You had two play callers last year. You don't have the shitty offensive line that you had last year. We've upgraded. A lot of money went into the 2 guards in the center. We added wide receivers. You already had Rome and DJ. We added Luther Burden. We added Zacchaeus. We added another tight end. We had a nice, solid running back in Kyle Monungai to go along with DeAndre Swift. You got everything. That's why we're frustrated. You have everything. And we're still seeing the same mistakes over and over and over again. I agree, Michonne. Justin Fields leads the Jets to a come from behind victory yesterday. There's the first win of the season. Rick says, can he fix the accuracy issue? And why does he think every ball has to be thrown 200 miles an hour, FGB? I don't know why he thinks everything has to be thrown 200 miles an hour. I hate that. He can't fix the accuracy issue. Say that 5 times real fast. That comes in practice. That comes with not thinking. But the way you don't think in a game is to work on it at practice. Because accuracy was not an issue for Caleb before. Okay? It's happened recently. So if it wasn't an issue before, that should tell us it can get back to the point where it's not an issue. I think once Caleb gets more confidence, I'm telling you, I believe Caleb's confidence is shot because I think Caleb feels he should be further along than he is. And I agree with him. And because he's not further along than where he's at, or he's not as far along as he feels he should be, I think he's pressing a little bit. I think he's trying to make it happen. And that's the thing. Don't try to make it happen. Just play the game. Just play it to your ability, to the best of your ability, and you're going to have some successes and you're going to have some losses. But those things are going to grow. Those things are forming to make you a better quarterback. When you're forcing stuff, now you're doing shit that's not natural. And the cool part about the accuracy issues is it's easier to throw. When you dart balls, as opposed to throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, it's easier to place them. And I'll tell you what, receivers would much rather have a dart than a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, especially if they're under 10 yards. Especially. King Booker Will said, I think the Daniels thing has finally hit him, even though he's playing better than him overall this year. There could be a lot of factors. Who knows? Who knows what it could be? But if that's the issue, you got to stop worrying about other people and how they're playing. Keep your own house clean. Worry about your own issues. Worry about what anyone else is doing. Because Jay Daniels in his second year with the same play caller. This is not a lost cause, just in case anyone thinks I'm out on Caleb. I'm not out on him yet. No, I'm not. I'm not out on Caleb. Caleb has a lot of work. You got some explaining to do, some explaining. Caleb's got a lot of work to do. And the crazy part is, like, I put the blame on I put some of the blame on Caleb. Because if I'm running routes with you, we're practicing routes, we stay after practice, I need you running full speed. I need you running like you do in a game. I need you running full speed so I know exactly how I need to throw. I need to work on the anticipation. I need to work on how far I need to throw it with your speed, and with your speed. Because they're all different. Mr. Shorty says, Shawn, I can't hear you, but do you think the violent practice has to do with all the injuries? The Lions had the same issue last year. Yeah. And it's tough because it's football. It's tough because it's football. The way you get better at playing football is playing football. And that's blocking, tackling, drills. You want to make practice as close to games like as possible, which means you got to hit. So, by no means am I out on this team. By no means am I out. By no means am I out on Caleb. There's just things he needs to do and work to get better. This kid is a nice young man with a plethora of talent. With a plethora of talent. He's just got to buy into Ben. He's just got to understand, hit the check down. Just got to understand they're taking everything away. I got the deep end. I got the slants. I'm not throwing the ball past 12 yards. Until I see something different, then I'll go deep. If the crowd in the box, I'm going to go deep once for them to loosen that box down and get back to running the ball. And slants and curls and hooks. King Booker World says they're still 4-3 and the team is still learning. Wait till it clicks, it will be cold. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm saying week 10 through 17 games. It'll be week 12 through 18. Wow. 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest Lorin Cox for coming on talking Bears football with us here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I got some updates. Wednesday is the big day. We're going to make the news for you on Wednesday. Everybody else gets the news on Friday. Cornelius said, King Booker World, I agree. I'm not panicking. There's still a possibility that the Bears make the playoffs. Yeah, there's still, of course. There's still. But as a coach, and it's never going to leave me, being a coach, being a teacher, I want to see them do better. They know what to do. Now they just have to be mentally tough. And that's the one thing I have an issue with. People not being mentally tough. All right? Being disciplined. That's the thing that I have an issue with. That's the thing. But yeah, big announcement on Wednesday. Big announcement on Wednesday, folks. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. It's good. I'm fired up. I can't wait. Big announcement on Wednesday. I'm fired up. So listen, everyone, I already thank Lorin. So everybody, I want to thank you guys in the chat, keeping it lit as always. As I tell you always, after every show, let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right, make sure you spend time with them. Bears season is a great time to meet up with friends. Everybody wants to go out. All right, go out to the bar, or you can go to someone's house. Go to your house, have them come, go to their house, go to your house. Either way, go to a restaurant, go to a sports bar. Either way, make sure you spend time with your loved ones. Because tomorrow is promised to no one. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go pick up the warden, all right, from CrossFit. All right, when I get back, I have some things I need to do for CrossFit Warehouse, and I'm fired up about it. Fired up. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. I'll tell you on Wednesday. Big news on Wednesday, all right? Listen, so for everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, you guys have a phenomenal day. 12:15, Lakina and Sydney with Second City Sports are going to come and join you for another 2 hours of Chicago sports. Okay? So from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day, but your boy is out.